Welcome back to Wild About Gear. So, today's discussion is about a knife for my wife. Now, she has certain key requirements for a everyday carry knife. Now, here is something that I gifted to her some time ago, and this works perfectly well. This, as you have recognized by now, is a Victorinox Pioneer, one of the best everyday companions that you could have. Adequate blade size, very ergonomic, and of course looks gorgeous too. It's one of the most beautiful knives in the Victorinox lineup. But having said that, the problem, it has certain issues. I mean, it's not very easy to deploy. It's not something that you will carry with you and use with dexterity. It takes some time to getting used to. Now, I looked for many knives for my wife, and finally, this is the one I chose. Now, this is a knife that has been designed by an Austrian knife maker, and his name is Raimund Lothak. And this is manufactured by Boker. Now, Boker, as you know, is a company in Germany. It's in Solingen, and it's one of the better knife makers in the world, specifically from Europe. They always have a budget line, and this comes within the budget line. And as always, the budget line has some issues. There are some learnings that one needs to get from the budget line. I'm sure they can do better things with it, but I found this to be perfect, and here's the reasons for it. Now, this knife, the whole package, weighs in at just about 90 grams, and in 90 grams it includes the weight of the sheath. The knife itself is just about 60 grams in weight. Now, that becomes a very important consideration to carry with you on an everyday basis, just a 60-gram knife. The second thing about the knife is that the sheath is very inconspicuous. You can keep this in your handbag and nobody will notice it. You can keep it in your jeans pocket and nobody will notice it. Now, the sheath on this knife is adequate. It's nothing great. You will of course find that there are challenges with the sheath, but it's a full leather sheath. It's well crafted. It has stayed in my wife's bag for some months, doesn't seem to have any issues. Adequate retention. And yes, can the sheath be better? Maybe yes, maybe no. You can see that it's fairly easy to bend and mold, but I think at the price at which you're getting this knife, and I must tell you it's a high value knife, you'll get it around $30 to $32 anywhere in the world. At the price at which you're getting this knife and all the beauty that you have in this knife and in the way in which it has been crafted, I think it's okay. The sheath is fine. If you wish to upgrade to a better sheath, I'm sure you can. But I have always found this sheath to be adequate, and so has my wife. We never had any issues with it. It looks great. The advantage, of course, of a fixed blade knife over a folding knife is that it is way faster to deploy. There's no blade deployment, there is no knife opening. You simply pull the knife out and your knife is deployed. The third reason I love this knife is because of its ergonomics and the beautiful geometry of this blade. And we will spend some time on it. Now, the first thing you will notice is that this knife is about a 2.5 finger grip for me. In my wife's hand, which is smaller, this is a perfect 3-finger grip, which is very ergonomic. See this knife now, you will notice that it has a beautiful grind. This is a high saber grind, and from there on it becomes a hollow ground blade, so it's beautiful for slicing. In fact, I could use it very effectively as a backup blade in a camping environment where this could be used for the kitchen and food preparation. You have this beautiful deep choil here, as you can see, that ensures that your hand never slips, your finger never slips out. You have 2 choils, and I'm a big fan of double choils because it allows the fingers to grip the knife extremely well. There is this beautiful thumb ramp here, and if you see the thumb ramp, you will find that these grooves here, these indentations here, I can't call it jimping. These grooves or indentations here are very nicely rounded, so it gives you a very good grip, but at the same time it's very comfortable. It's a full tang blade, which is fantastic. If you can see, the handle is beautifully machined. Everything fits perfectly. There are no sharp edges. It is very, very, very comfortable to hold. So all these reasons are important when picking a knife for my wife. Also, the other important thing with this is that it doesn't look very scary. I mean, if somebody takes this knife out, it is small enough and conspicuous enough to not worry anyone else. And if you pull this out at a family dinner and decide to cut oranges and lemons with it, that would be fine as well. Nobody would get overly concerned with this blade. It also looks and has the ergonomics of a kitchen knife. If you see, the deep belly here that you see out here allows you to do very nice slicing. As I said before, it's a very nice hollow ground blade, so slicing is not an issue at all. It comes razor sharp from the factory. I have, of course, if you can see, I have put a very nice edge on it. Out here, if I can show you, is Raymond, his logo and emblem there. The knife blade, the steel on this is 440C. 440C is adequate steel. It's not the best steel in the world, but it holds a fairly good edge, and very importantly, you can resharpen it quickly. You can resharpen it quickly on the field if you're camping, and it will last you for a very, very long time without any problems, and it's also fairly rust resistant. So blade shape, again, you have this little swedge on top, and what that allows you to do is to get not exactly a needle nose tip, but a fairly decent tip. So in case you need to do some prying with it, some prying or some digging into wood, trying to get out a splinter, it is adequate. I wouldn't say it is the best, but yes, it's adequate. How does it compare to some of the other knives? To give you a comparison in size, here is the SE Candiru. Similar product, I would say, similar knife uses, but here's the difference. Even though the SE Candiru and the Boker Rambler are almost the same size, they're almost the same size, you will find that the Boker Rambler has a much larger blade area, cutting area and cutting surface than the SE Candiru. That doesn't take away from all the great things about the SE Candiru, by the way. I love the SE Candiru. I think it's a fantastic, beautiful blade. Right? The other thing, of course, with the SE Candiru is looks a lot more tactical and and purposeful than this knife. I mean, this knife looks almost benign and beautiful and gorgeous and almost looks like jewelry, as opposed to this looks dark, ominous and tough. So that's the difference between these two blades. To give you another size comparison, this is my Tough Writer operator pen, approximately the same size. The Tough Writer pen is a little longer. This is a comparison with my Samsung A5 phone, and you will see that it is almost the same size. So all in all, I would say that Boker and Raymond Lothar have got this perfect. This is a great EDC companion knife for anyone who doesn't want to carry a folding knife and wants to carry a small fixed blade knife that is innocuous, that doesn't grab too much attention, that at the same time is friendly, people see it as non-threatening and has multiple uses. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.